I haven't done many impressive things within my lifetime. I've always ran away like a fucking like a child from anything that requires responsibility, time, effort, hell, even care. Can't even take care of a plant when I was younger. I always hated having to put in effort. Even now, I've actively gone out of my way to make sure I'm in a position where I don't have to do much. I don't know if it's because of how I've grown up or how I've decided to live life, but ironically, for someone having asthma, I've been running for so long. I don't even know where I came from. I always wondered what it was like to be really good at something. Not just like art, but sports. When I was younger, I never really got into sports. I mean, basketball was fun. Thought about becoming a football player. That probably is for the best. I couldn't, or that I didn't, because God knows, God knows I'm on a CTE. I would have gone, or judging by my own shitty personality here and there. So I decided to play video games. I kept playing. I never ran from playing video games. Always accepted it with loving arms and caring heart. I ended up here today. Person with no ambitions in life and a goal only to live as comfortably as possible. Horrible feeling that is. I've never known that becoming so comfortable would feel so shit. I've never known that running away from your responsibilities wouldn't simply catch up to you, but it'd make you slower. So I decided to pick up art. Art isn't something you can really just get good at. You have to put in the effort and have a brain so you don't accidentally click the same goddamn button 3 times in a row. I don't know why. I mean, listen, my mom, my mom draws pretty well, a lot better than I can. That's what I can say. But uh, I I've taken classes before when I was younger. Never really cared for them because I was younger. Did not like doing art. Not because I thought it was like a girly thing or something that only people who weren't of my. I don't know. I just never liked art. Disregard that previous statement, I guess. I just never liked putting in effort, especially into something like art, because I knew it'd take years to even get half baked, much less excel in it. So, but here I am, 10 years from then, looking at the things that I've had to run away from and having to face them. Always hated that feeling of becoming, of having to do something better than what you've once achieved, or once what something you could have achieved. Always wondered how people live their lives, achieving exactly nothing. Couldn't live like that. I recognize my own failures, thankfully, sooner than most, but my eyes far too late. But as the saying goes, if you couldn't do it yesterday, that's not how the saying goes. I'm lying. I'm making something up now, based deriving off that original statement. Yesterday was a bit. I don't know. Actually, how did that saying go? What, like the best time to learn something was what, like years prior? Second best time? Right now. Something like that. So I shall learn. Learning something that I've always kind of just seen. Obvious. It's not like you could feel art unless you count porn. And I'm definitely fucking feeling that. Call me goddamn I'm feeling it. That's a slogan from some fucking fast food restaurant, I think. I'm unfortunately not good enough to make something that I truly have pride in. Only mere half baked attempts at what I consider perfection. No, half baked would be demeaning to what I dream of. They're imitations. No. Concepts. They define what I. No. Define. They represent what I think about doing, what kind of art I wish to achieve. And yet here I am, trying to improve. Exactly what I'm supposed to be. I fucked a whiff on that shit. Holy, huh. That's a wide head, you know? It's like, well, goddamn. Curve on that thing. I was gonna fuck too, but that's because it was a different head. Mm. We live and we learn. Just gonna action. No, no. I guess I'm gonna have to link that, but on my previous days of drawing, my previous, like, what, 4 days now, I think? I've been trying to get what I deem a near perfect head shape, at least for my art. I keep getting it, and then I keep being unable to upscale it to a size that is considered normal, or at least usable in regards to how I draw eyes. Far too small. Damn, that actually looks pretty good. Well, fuck me. And then, oh, it doesn't matter. I wonder if it was because I was afraid of failure that I never decided to get into art. Maybe it was a habit. Maybe that since I was born, always decided the best path for success wasn't not success. No, success requires failure. You must fuck up a million times before you succeed once. No, what I was running from failure, something I do not deem perfect. Ironically, in the many ways I fall short of my mother when it comes to ability. The one thing I match her in is my desire for perfection, for completion. And some twisted irony. I knew I'd never be able to achieve it, so I let go. Anytime something that I deemed out of my range would appear, something out of my ability, out of my desire to achieve, I simply gave up. I wonder if it's out of fear. Now that I think about it, it's from the same thing my mother always did. And hate. My mother's not a hateful person. She's kind and I love her, but that is not the right one. But she was. She is a very mindful, let's say, person. Something wasn't up to what she deems standard, she not like it. And unfortunately, her son has appeared to be something that she doesn't deem of her standard. Not that she hates me, not that she doesn't love me, but because my actions have always been underwhelming for her. And I understand. No, and I don't hate her for it. I would too. I've ran so many times. It's impressive I haven't joined this track team. I've always hid away my words, how I act, how I speak, always deeming myself far too great for this, yet I fall short of my own expectations. perfection, only to fall even below mediocrity, or at least what I deem mediocrity, to the point where my perfection became a C. That was deemed as good enough, and now here I am, unable to think of what I could do next. So I decided to pick up art. Art isn't something you can perfect within a day, isn't something you can brute force to learn over 112 hours. You must spend an hour. No, not an hour. Thousands. Everything you must give. Because it is the pursuit of what you deem perfect, and I need that. I've been doing better. I'm not gonna reveal my personal life too much because this is going on the internet to a bunch of people. I'd rather not have too many people, especially my friends, than what I do. Keep me this hidden because until I find myself comfortable enough with my own art, I do not want others to revel in it. Or not revel, but rather witness it. Until that time comes, I hope none of them find this. But if they do early, you ain't see shit, bitch. Yeah, I'm not very good at drawing on the right side, which is ironic considering I'm right-handed. I feel like it should be native to me, but drawing from across the left seems to be much more my ability or talent, one might say. The eyes are good enough shapes for me. At least they're somewhat even, though this needs to be corrected. I never thought I'd like the mornings. It's ironic considering that I always have such a strict waking up schedule in my head where I can only sleep for such a certain amount of time before I'm forcibly waking up, even if I do feel tired, very rarely ever waking up or staying asleep for long. I wonder if it's out of habit or hate. Maybe it's my body telling me that I must do more. So I wonder, what does more mean? think I've I think I've been running away because, as I said previously, I'm afraid of my own failure deemed as perfection. Wonder if one day, if not just my art, but myself, I can deem myself perfect. I've always been so tired, not of life, but of just the mornings. And I love the sun. I love everything that it gives. The vitamin D, the light, and its warmth. Every day I fear it because it means that another day has passed without me doing something that I deem, or at least not doing something, but being something, someone. I've always enjoyed myself to be a person of many sides, unlike a coin, closer to like a dice. I don't know how many sides I shall have remaining by the end of my life, or by the start of my professional life. I'm afraid. I'm afraid of the future. I'm afraid of what it might cause me. I'm afraid of what I might become, what I must lose. I wonder what the toll shall be, what I must pay in order to have what I deem normal, what I deem success. Would I have to give up my soul? I'd rather not. It's what makes me me. It's what I deem myself and what deems me human is dreams. Always loved dreams, always loved what they meant, I always loved where they would where they could take me. Always wondered if I could ever dream of something I could achieve. So I'm creating that dream right now. Start to live by the motto: every day is a good day as long as you are taking the step forward. To improve isn't something that can happen within a second, an hour, a day. No, it must happen over days, over years. So, what's the smallest unit of time for a year? Why, it's a day. One can argue seconds, one can argue smaller. I deem it a day. And I've always wondered how many people live like me? How many people have ran from their past, ran from the future, ironically enough, only to be met by the same fear of regret that I have? I wish I could have done more. I wish I could have done so much more. And here I am, stuck doing nothing. And yet, I think I choose this spot every single time. And that's the worst of it. So, I shall improve every day without failure. Well, okay. There are technically points of failure, but that wasn't my fault. Let's discuss that. I've always wondered what it was like to live as hard as you could, to put in effort, not just every minute, but every second, to live life by making sure that you're considered the best or great. I've always wondered how those people in Stanford and MIT and Harvard work, not the ones that have gone in because their families have, or those who are wealthy enough to make sure that even the mountains must bow to them, but the ones who are stuck on the same table as me, paying for food they know they won't be able to afford, for a future that can be considered gray. I wonder how they live life. I wonder how they feel in the mornings. Do they wake up thinking this is how I want to live? Or are they afraid of the much bleaker, much darker future? And so I ask them, why do you feel so adequate, so perfect? Or do you not? Are you afraid of something? Is that why you move with such vigor, such vitality, such heart? Are you more afraid of what could happen for you tomorrow than today? Is your fear more grand than me? Alex, and it seems that I'm slowly becoming one of them. Someone who's afraid not of what could happen today, but tomorrow. Change is always good. You know, change for some is far worse for them than to others. It's always the fear of lack of change that's always the scariest. Those are the people who wish to make mountains for hills and to make hills mere bumps on the road. Those are the exact kind of people we need. I do not believe myself one of them. I find myself far too comfortable laying on what I deem a mountain than to ever turn it into a hill, into a bump. Yeah, I praise them. You know, it's not every day you see someone trying to do their best every single day. I hope for the best for them. I want to see them succeed. It's beautiful. It's like watching an animal truly realize that it's real. It's alive. It isn't something that isn't something that can change, something that can move. I don't know where I'm going with this. I don't know where I'm going with anything. If I had to do this all over again, I'd still choose the same path. I've always wondered if I'm considered a good person. If my deeds have been decided by others that, yes, you are kind, you are graceful, you are someone who isn't considered tainted by hate, malice, done foolish things when I was younger. I regret them. Does that make me better, or does that leave my sins unannounced to the world, only to be judged when they're finally brought to light? I wonder how actors feel. I wonder how they feel standing on the grandest stage in the world. Not to show themselves, but to show who they could be, who they want to make you think they are. I've never thought about how they think. I've thought about maybe maybe lying about who you are is far more successful than being you. I've lived life like that, and now I'm starting to think, oh, I haven't lived life like that. I've lived it with honesty, not not in my words, but in my character. I wonder if I'm well written, or at least deemed that by others. I wonder if I'm considered to be a character that's fun. I wonder if I'm truly considered something that's at least not so far out the norm that I am considered oddity. I wonder if I've done anything super out of character that I deemed in character. I wonder if I'm considered odd when compared to others. I know the answer to that one. It's a resounding yes. I don't talk like this normally. It's usually a far more relaxed tone, more something you'd hear on the streets when you're passing by a group of friends. I guess it's something I'm more comfortable in. Accent, this dialect, this form of speech that I've known longer. Yeah, this is how I like. This is another way I could speak. I don't know if it's deemed odd. Not many people will see this, and far few will ever remember this. So that's perfectly fine. This isn't meant to get attention. This isn't meant to be known. This is merely something that I wish to speak. It's kind of boring when you're like doing something by yourself, you know? Always had a bad habit of just getting distracted. Always wondered if I had like something like ADHD or ADD, something that requires medication to keep me at least properly focused. Times like this, I feel fine. I feel in character. I feel purposeful in my actions. So maybe it wasn't just a thought. Maybe I just needed to figure something out. Like talking to myself. Not even streaming. Straight up just talking to myself. Is that YouTubers feel? Feels like shit. Not really. Feels nice. That's not supposed to be drawn on that later. I just realized. Oh shit. So fortunately, no real issues. Mm, I'll do this on another later. On the inking. It would be nice. Teacher, if I had a teacher. I know I won't get one. My career path is nowhere related to it. But it'd be nice. You know? Just have someone to talk to ask questions, to see if what I draw is at least improving by the day. From what I could tell, it is. Maybe to someone else who someone is drawn at least, at least for a living. Maybe it isn't. But that's today, not tomorrow. I just wondered if I could change my future. It seems that I am. Step by step, inch by inch, stroke after stroke. I think I fucked up on the chin. If I shrunk it a little, maybe move some things around, this should look a little better. It's a little too large, and it's probably gonna be a personal issue sooner rather than later. Maybe this one is. Depth should be only this much, so that means. Yeah, so no, so I do everything in many layers. You can just kind of correct yourself quickly. So width of the jaw needs to be adjusted, as do many others. But that's fine. And the neck must be compensated. I've always been called. Oh, a teacher of mine once said that if I truly wanted to, I could become such an incredible person. Respond to that same teacher by showing him a picture from a manga I was reading. Always wondered if he enjoyed that joke. At least my response. Deep down, I know he was somewhat disappointed, not in my actions, not in the way I responded, but just the acknowledgement of my lacking determination for improvement. Which, would explain a lot about me. I don't really like doing much. Should be this thing. Which I never liked thinking. Never liked excessive usage of effort. I preferred minimalism on in the not in the like architecture, feng shui, but more in the actions, my thoughts, my dreams. It's always just been exactly how much I feel like I want to do. Not even how much I can do, not even how much I want to, just how much I think I can do, or how much that I feel like I want to do. which is like a triple negative, you know? Which means it's positive or negative and positive and then negative once more. I wonder how effort feels like. Or not effort. Effort is something everyone can feel. Everything is something everyone has done. Determination. Never had much of it. All my actions were done in lack of, in lieu of. I've always avoided it like a plague to take each step, not with the faint of heart, but with a breath taken every time. I'll leave it at this for now. No, no. I mean, at least draw it in the eyes. I don't know how people live. I want to know how they feel being so human, being so real. I don't know why they think of that. I wonder why the people act the way they do. Why do people determine evil as such, yet act in a manner that others deem as evil as well? Do people hate me because I eat meat? Do people love me because I don't? Would people hate me because I did? Or would they love me because I didn't? It's such an odd thing, humanity. And it's also so beautiful. It's also so beautiful. The stories of people doing so much for so little. The dreams of others, of kids who wanted to not do better for their families. Sometimes these dreams will come true. Some will be cut off, and others will be forgotten in exchange for something more immediate. I'm one of the kids that never grew up on that dream. I've always wanted to do better, for not for myself, but for others. And that's why I'm improving. And that's why I'm getting into drawing. Because I wanted to prove myself not to others, but to myself. Always seen art, and I'm like, wow, I could never achieve that. Here I am, sitting amongst the same pedestals as things I deemed impossible. I fucked up. Son of a bitch. You know what? That's on me. I can't correct it. No, I did have an issue with my pupil in this area, so I will actually take the time to correct it. Hmm. I mean, it needs slight improvements here and there. Well, I'm someone who's never done many impressive things and reached the apex of any games I've played. Merely a rank I deemed satisfactory. I've never even played Satisfactory. Too much of a commitment. I've always just reading, reached what I deemed a good rank. Never excellent, never impressive, merely good. Merely a rank that would take some effort. And then I lose interest in the game. I don't know if it's because I've reached what I've deemed satisfactory, so my mind just says, yeah, we could throw that away. It's not like I've gotten worse at the games. My brain is still there. My hands still function, yet I always feel a little off when I play those games. Not because I hate them, not because I don't want to play them anymore, but because I think I've deemed them acceptable, completed in my eyes. So what's the point of solving a Rubik's Cube once all the sides are the same color? You don't get a different outcome. You can't. You'll simply have the same cube, just in a different order. No, not in a different order. The same exact cube every single time. So I that's how I feel about some games. I don't know if that's how I've been living life. I've only done what I've deemed incomplete. So I've never truly did anything. I've only gone and done things that I've deemed were new or fun. Hell, in the games I've played, I've only played characters that I've enjoyed. I lost all feeling of my previous damn near incarnation of myself that played those games. Was it me that has hands that move like this? Was it the me of before? Are my actions being guided by my hand or by a ghost? I do not know. I'm afraid. I've slowed down on games now. I've stopped caring. I've started playing purely for enjoyment, and it's only gonna make me worse. Feels like shit. Feels like I'm trying to run. Feels like running without, you know, toes. You could. It's not gonna be fun. It's gonna feel like shit every step. Because you know there's something that's supposed to be there, yet that isn't. I wonder how long it'll take me to get good at this. Not drawing faces, but just art in general. It'll take me a year or 10. It's damn near a year. What, like 80 days left? Fuck me. Every day felt so quick, so smooth. And just as always, I feel stuck. That is such a low mouth. Holy shit. Yeah, I messed up on the scale of this drawing. That's fine. I've achieved half of here. I also thought about drawing only half the face because the other half is just going to be covered by hair. That looks horrifying. Not much better. Failure is the recipe for success, as one many might say. If there's ever gonna be a day where I fix all my issues, I've revealed all my cards, all my secrets, and all I feel isn't embarrassment, fear, just quiet. Probably won't be doing this as often. Maybe like once a week, maybe less. I felt like tonight might be fun. And by this, I mean talking into my mic and just uploading it potentially. Hopefully, the audio came out good. It took me a little to fuck with it. As I'm fucking for it took me a little bit to actually get it down right. I just realized these are all in the same layer. I done fucked up. I wonder if the past version of me would be proud of me today. Am I deemed successful in my own eyes? Would my past deem me fortunate to live like this? Is what I'm living considered joyous enough for a child full of not endearment but hate, not towards himself but to the world that could have been find even my rather comfortable life worth agreeing to. I wonder if I'm gonna do laundry in the future. I wonder if I'm ever gonna find something that I can deem to be my crown jewel, the shiniest diamond on the ring, or on the crown, I guess. I always wondered if I just put in more effort where I'd be. Would I end up with it tomorrow? Like I am somewhat missing now? Or will I still stay in the past? I wonder if I'm like this because I'm afraid of. I've been so afraid of the future that I've thought about just no longer having one. To be stuck forever remembered as a past, as a memory. And then I'm woken once more into realization that that isn't something I want to live in. Not a world where I want to exist and to be remembered as a forgotten memory, as a ghost of what I could have been. I cannot change the past. I cannot adjust the future, but I can define my actions today will become my new tomorrow. A foundation of what I could deem better. The face definitely could use some improvement. This is some horrible fucking teeth, but I really focus on those. The spacing is off, unfortunately, and I mean, what is this later? Uh, I guess the last parts of my of today's, I guess, somewhat improvement, if you can say that, would just be continue on with trying to get the face down to the front facing face to a level that I deem at least usable. Because, side face would probably look like this. Nose being here, mouth, eyes, and there be the face. And the rest of this is being hair. I wonder if tomorrow is going to be kind as I have been, as I have been to it. I do hope one day that the world changes for the better. So when I have children, when I finally grow up, that tomorrow will no longer be painted with red. This is blood of civilians. This is blood of what could have been, but rather just green, of gold, of yellow, white, black of the moon. Hides the sun to the golden first rays. I hope my children can see that kind of future. If not today, then tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then the day after. And so we continue to step forward. In success, we must rise. And no, in success, we must lower ourselves so that tomorrow we can go even higher. In failure, we must think lower because we must still take the next step forward. Even rats in a sewer have more greed and determination to improve, to make sure that the tomorrows are full, whether that's of food or something else. I cannot be the best today. Or will I be tomorrow? But in 10 years, maybe, just maybe, I might be deemed good enough by myself to be considered alright. May the beauty of the change of tomorrow be the guide of today. I do hope those living in suffering right now that can improve. I've always wanted to be able to do something for others. And here I am, doing things for myself as per usual. And that's perfectly fine. Because tomorrow I shall become better still. So that the day after I can improve once more, just as I always have, just as I always will. Tomorrow, I do hope it's dyed in a million hues of hope, of love, of kindness. But I know that will not happen. Not by my hands. And not today. Once tomorrow after. I wonder how love feels like. I understand loving your family, loving those close to you, not out of desire, but simply out of kindness. I wonder how the feeling of love is for want, for need of another. I don't think I've ever truly fallen in love. Really thought of someone as acceptable or liked. Not by others, but by myself. And obviously myself. Guess what? This is day 285 of me learning to draw. This will be uploaded to Patreon. This is a very simple video. I do not expect any views. I do not expect something greater. Simply me thinking for the first time out loud while I take my next step into the future. May you guide me to tomorrow. May I see you. Maybe not tomorrow, but in the future. At least I would like to see myself